So, I made this video a few days ago as part 3 of a speed run through Odin's, only to have to remake it because Frostborn, the Frostborn developers, in their infinite wisdom, decided to correct the Thrasher's Leap, and it no longer resets enemies. The Thrasher's Leap was a skill that I used to reset enemies to get them positioned better. So because it no longer works that way, we have to change things, and yeah, we will run it again and see how it goes. There's going to be one pull here that I don't know how it's going to go. We'll see whenever we get to it. You will experience live, possibly my panic and death. Yay. Alright. This is pretty much the same. We're just gonna whack all those guys. As you can see, you can get a lot of points by running a tournament in here. Pet food, I recommend it. Yeah, nothing too difficult or dangerous here. My mount gives plus 7% damage to, I think it's monsters, and to support staffs, which the scythe counts as both of those things. We're just going to go like this and whack them all. Glorious. Again, because the scythe counts as both heavy, support, and combat staff, it's... If you do not have one and you have the chance to get one, get it. It is one of the weirdest but nicest weapons in the game, I think. Okay, don't bother to drink a glug glug there. I don't know if I mentioned this before. Healing salves, my wife and I call them glug glugs. I don't know why, it's just, that's what you do whenever you drink one, so... That's what we call them. Alright, I opened up this door before I drank the glug glug because you have to wait for a little while before these guys walk into view, and there we go. We are using armor potions at various points just because some of these pulls are a little nastier than others, and the extra armor helps out. It's not necessary, but it saves you a glug glug, and we have tons of them. Again, we are running without armor. You don't need it. And if you don't need it, why waste it? I know it's minimal resources, but if you don't need it, you don't need it. With this next pull, you will see that I'm going to hop behind the door and then wait for a moment. One of those dudes is an assassin, and it won't kill you if you get hit by him, but you do get stunned, and that's never fun, especially in here. Wait for this group, pull him, right around the corner again, pop that lovely little Thrasher stunning barrier. It is great. Because the glug glug isn't up from cooldown, I go ahead, I'm kind of all about speed at this point, so yeah, that's why I'm going as quickly as I can with this. Hate those fear guys. They are so annoying. Again, I choose to open up this door before drinking a glug glug, just because you have to wait for these guys to walk for a little bit. So, use the glug glug then. I prefer to pop the armor cushion here before aggroing these guys, because if anything bad happens, oh boy. You want to make sure that you are targeting the larger group, not the single, because if you only target the single throughout the entire attack, throughout the entire stun, whenever they wake up, they are going to hit hard, and you may not survive. So just make sure you're target locked on the larger group, not the smaller. Again, nothing here is terribly difficult, I think. If you're just starting out using this method, I strongly advise using armor. That's what I did. Even the basic stuff, just cloth armor gives you like, I don't know, I think it's close to 40% protection, which is actually a lot. Especially considering the resources that you have to use for it, it's just pretty good. I usually don't bother doing the mushroom soup and primrose brew until I'm back here, just because you don't need them on the dogs. See, they charge now, so this is one that I'm trying to figure out a better way to pull them. It used to be that you just stun all 3 of them, and they were all nice and neat in a row. Wonder what would happen. I think I know what I want to do moving forward with those guys. I will just take a note. I'm going to call this group that I just did Group 1. So in a little bit, I'm going to reference back to Group 1. Just know that this is the group that I'm talking about whenever I make that reference. Not this group, but the group that I pulled right before this group. And like I said, I hate these guys that fear you. They're not difficult, they're just annoying, and they can break up the rhythm, and yeah. I actually meant to use a stunning barrier there, but c'est la vie. Sometimes you'll see that I'm able to, that was actually a really good example of same guys, but it took different number of hits to kill them. That's because I am using the Hunter's Charm, which only has a 50% chance of dealing the additional 10 damage, and because they are using shields, they are pretend guardians. Or protectors, and sometimes they have shields that kick in. I might need to use a mushroom soup here in just a second. It'll be fine. It's gonna last. Cool. So that lasted just long enough. Any old who. Okay. The next pull is actually going to be the strategy that I recommend for pulling Group 1, the group that I mentioned just a moment ago. So instead, you're going to run past them, aggro the first 2, leap to the mage, and then run to the opposite side of the mage, and then just slaughter them from there. I think that that's going to be better than trying to leap to the side like I did. So pull the first 2, and let them come towards you just a little bit while you leap towards the mage, and then whenever they all cluster back together, then, yeah, do your thing. AoE them all. I love the scythe. I think that the scythe is the first legendary AoE weapon that just always hits AoE. Could be wrong on that, but I think it is, and it is all kinds of glorious. We are almost at the end. I really don't want to have to use another mushroom soup and mushroom soup and primrose brew. We will see if we can make it in this batch. And again, you can bring another weapon that hits a little harder for a sneak attack. Just a hidden side note. The scythe does not have the bulky property, or it doesn't list the bulky property. It has the bulky property, which is unfair to have that unlisted, but there you go. All right. This is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and pop up primrose brew and mushroom soup. All right, this is a new pull. This is the first time I'm pulling these whenever, okay, it's not bad. All right, keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, no, oh, okay, everything's fine. Yeah, okay, that was the first time I had pulled that since the Thrasher's Leap does not reset enemies. Definitely want to use the armor potion there. I would have been in a lot more trouble had I not used that. That pull is now pretty rough, all things considered. But that takes us way back to the front. Again, I'm going to call this group 1. Normally, I would be sneaking like this because the 2 protectors have their back to you, and I'd leap off to the side. But now, because the Thrasher's Leap aggroes even if you're in the middle of the air, I would actually recommend running towards them. Let me actually just show you what it is. So run towards them as soon as they aggro, then you leap to the opposite side of this mage. It'll stun the mage. The protectors probably won't be stunned. Immediately start attacking. You'll be facing this way, and you'll probably be hitting all 3 at once. And just burn them down. The protectors don't hit that hard, so yeah. All told, that took us 5 mushroom soup, 5 primrose brew, 6 armor potions, 20 glug glugs, 6 bandages, 6 jerky, and I may have been being a little wasteful. I only used the pet food on this last run because I didn't want to use a pet treat, because that would have been, again, very wasteful, and the pet treats are a little rarer than the pet food. Whenever I was using the pet treat and doing all 3 rooms at once, I learned that running all 3 rooms with the pet treat is going to net you about 400,000 experience points for your pet. So do that, I guess, 3 times, and you can actually go from level 4 to level 5. Yeah. I hope this video helps, and of course you get tons of points for your tournament. All right, Rex, signing off.